Hello and welcome to Creative Full Time. I'm your host, Alison Mullings, and today I am sitting down with Jesse and Ahmed to talk about their upcoming show at Soul Pepper Theater, back by popular demand. Their upcoming show, King Gilgamesh and the Man of the Wild, is upcoming September 13th to October 5th. Grab your tickets and see the show before it is gone, because it is a limited run at Soul Pepper Theater. We talk about the show, we talk a little bit about TIFF, we talk about Ahmed's band being JUNO nominated for their album this year. Pretty amazing stuff, but enough chatting about it. Let's dive right into it. But before we get into the interview, if you could hit that subscribe button, it helps us out so much and it doesn't cost you a damn thing. And we are live. Alrighty. I just like to scare people off the top. I'm a sucker for a good origin story. So what is the origin story for this show? How did you get together and start creating this?
You start, Jesse.
We met, we were both artists in residence at Driftwood Theater in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And we met there during a cabin weekend. Ahmed was singing with a daft drum and singing into the drum and playing around a fire late at night. And
It's a frame drum. It's a frame drum.
yeah,
Yes.
and our stoned eyes met across the fire, and we thought we should be friends. And then we met up and said, let's work on something and figure out what to work on. And Ahmed wanted to do an adaptation of The Little Prince. But then when he was telling me about The Little Prince, he also started telling me about the Epic of Gilgamesh, which I had never heard of. And I was like, what's the Epic of Gilgamesh? And then he told me about the Epic of Gilgamesh. And I was like, we should do that instead. and now, 8 years later, here we are, still doing the Epic is still doing it.
Doing it once a year.
Yeah, once a year we do it, and it's we're getting older. Like we are the versions of ourselves. We kind of play ourselves in the show, we play like mid to late 20s versions, but now we're like mid 30s, both of us, and we're gonna age out of it soon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem.
We're still handsome, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but every year,
Every year to the end of time. You've got
time only
this.
goes in that one direction. That's what I keep learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Nuts. That's so funny. So every year, 8 years. What's the key to good creative collaboration?
I would say, the show is talking about bromance, about two people. They came from different parts of the world, one American, one Iraqi. They came back from different faith, one Jewish, one Muslim. They came back from different culture, one white, one is black. But we have a lot of similarity, both artists, both actors, both love theater so much. And that's what really unites us. But also Toronto. Toronto, it's a main character in the show. And we're both Canadian citizens, but at that time we were both of us permanent residents. So that also unites us. And the ancient story of Gilgamesh, it's also talking about these two friends about they know one-third God and one-third earth, one-third human, and there's two-third earth and one-third human. So it's nice to see what they did in the ancient story and trying to avoid to not do stupidity, but also learning from their wisdom and keeping it alive. And that is really like the play, but also our life. Like Jesse and I, we are brothers from another mother,
Mm-hmm.
and we really care about each other, we really love each other, and beyond all these boundaries or whatever backgrounds, we really feel we are connected, and that it's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. The show, it has a lot of comedy and sarcastic and goofy stuff, but also has a lot of deep stuff as a man, like vulnerability. We talk about the grief and death, but also we talk about sex in the show. So we talk about our destiny as a human, and there's a lot of things really build on our real life story, but a lot of things is fictionalized about our life story. So it's fun, always fun when we come back together. we miss the jokes that we do together. We miss the beats that we play, and there's also a lot of physical in the show and energy in the show. So we sweat and we run and we dance and we sing and like it's fun. I love to do it, even though maybe we'll do it shifting in the next 10 years. But yeah,
That's hilarious. Was there any parts through the creating process? Think way back to 8 years ago. Through the creating process, anything that you wanted to keep in the show that you decided you had to cut?
Utnapishtim.
Utnapishtim. Utnapishtim is Nawa. It's there's the Epic of Gilgamesh 12 tablets, but there's a tablet fully talking about Noah. And then at the end of the story of Gilgamesh, he ended up going to Utnapishtim. It's like, oh, there's the guy. Now we're back to him, and he give him some wisdom and like still teaching him and telling him how, if he wants really to find the plant of life and immortality, because Gilgamesh, when he saw his best friend dying, he didn't really want to die, and that's why he was like revenge, and also he wanted to keep his friend alive with him, which is he did. Look at us, 2025, we're still talking about both of them. But there's a beautiful dialogue between Utnapishtim and Gilgamesh. And I wish all these tyrant kings or presidents right now, they have that Utnapishtim to teach them how to come down a little bit and like learn about humanity a little bit. Because Gilgamesh, he was a tyrant king, but Utnapishtim, he shake him up a little bit and tell him, good luck, go find it. And he did find it then. But all of that part we cut. But we talked about it in different way. Like, you know, we talk about the wisdom behind the story as a Jesse and Ahmed versus Gilgamesh and Utnapishtim. And Siduri too.
Yeah, I'll just add, I mean, it's about a 90-minute show, and it both tells the Epic of Gilgamesh and this whole other story arc, even a bigger story arc of the fictionalized version of our own friendship, and these two stories bounce off each other. So dramaturgically, it's a very interesting show that took us many years to like figure out how all the pieces fit together and how the rhythm all fits together. And so some things didn't make it, but everything, I mean, we are using every minute of the show to get the meaning in, the layers in, and it was a long process, but now the script has been quite settled for a while, and so now we're getting to go and play on a deeper level and just play inside of the performance of it with little beats and jokes, and so it's always growing.
Yeah, and just to add to that, we kept a lot of things from the beginning of the process. There's a lot of things is really still exist in the same piece. Yeah.
Nice. And you're back at Soul Pepper this year by popular demand. And I know you say you do this every year, and I know you've done it various places. So when you get together and it's, I don't know, like Christmas for you guys, that's like, okay, it's the time of year, where are we going to perform this? How do you go about deciding where you're going to perform?
Whoever wants to.
Whoever's willing to open their doors.
Show me the money.
That is fair. That is fair. Whoever will let us.
This is our fifth city in North America, and there's some places we love to go back to Chicago. We love to go back to New York. We want to go to Los Angeles. We'd love to do a kind of Ottawa, kind of Canadian tour.
Vancouver.
All sorts of places here we want to go, but we're also we were just talking yesterday to a friend of Ahmed's about places in the Middle East we could go. And I mean, this show really could travel a lot of places, and it's unique. I mean, it was workshopped and kind of came out of the nonprofit theater world. That's kind of where the form that we built it in. But it's just the two of us, and then it's Ahmed's band. So we're trying to discover new ways to tour the show, and we'd love to share it far and wide out, across an ocean. The other side of an ocean we love to do.
World tour.
World tour. Yeah, world tour, world domination. King Gilgamesh forever.
That's hilarious. That's awesome. And your band, tell me about your band. How long have you guys been? I know it's Juno nominated. You guys have been around for a hot minute, but tell me about your band.
Actually, we just got nominated for the album of the year from Folk.
Hey,
For Folk.
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's all like he has big part of it's his fault, to be honest, because like I was playing in a band called Mosquito Bar with K and double T, and this was my first band I ever played in Canada and in my life. Because I'm an actor who used to sing in theater only. But the thing is, after we were trying to do this show and trying to build a vocabularies that has Jesse's culture and background and has my background, my culture, musically, because Jesse's an amazing pianist. So we start like trying to find that connection again, the same connection we found beautiful while we were stoned on the fire. So we tried to pack that more and build things on top of it. And it was nice vocabularies we start finding between his jazz skills and my maqam, Arabic skills, singing and playing. So it's like, it was really lovely. And it's like, wow, this is really nice, man. This is what are you doing? It's like jazz. Like, okay, cool. I will look into it deeply. And then I already know the world music artists and musicians in Toronto. So I connected with Walid, which is part of the show, Dimitri, which is part of the show, and other musicians. And I found we found my bands called Monica Arabic Jazz. Now we call Ahmed Monica Arabic Jazz. It's getting longer. Anyway, but the thing is, we start, try to capture that establishment we did about North American music, and also including jazz, funk, soul, reggae as well, and also like different genres as samba, like mostly like American, North American, South American, and also my ancestors as African, because that was my first connection with the music. I grew up in a Sufi African family from south of Iraq. And that ritual came in the 7th century from Mombasa, Kenya. So that's how I connected to the music as a spiritual thing as well. And the Arabic maqam, which is the thing that in Baghdad, I hear it, my mother radio, I hear it in everywhere. So I combined those three elements together. And it worked very well. It worked, worked really nicely. People liked it. It helped a lot of Arabic people to come out from their shield in downtown Toronto. And then like a lot of people that they're interested in fusion, they were really interested in the music. And it become a community, become really like an activation of a lot, become a movement. And now we have like in Toronto around 15 bands playing in bars and pub and clubs. When I started, there was no one really playing that. So I'm proud, and also like all this recognition with the first album. It's called Kanza Fula, means the highest ecstasy and the impact of a music towards the human soul, and it's a word that came from my family. And I'm so proud because we toured all over Canada now. We did touring internationally in the United States, Chile, Colombia, Korea, Morocco. So it's like we're kicking, it's happening. And
World
also
tour.
when the play this band came, it's like the fourth circle. So it's like, started from this motivation, and now we're back together, all of us. And in the beginning, it was so beautiful to watch and witness. It's my theater family and my music family coming together, and we're rocking and rolling.
That is amazing. That is so cool. That is awesome. And when you guys get back together to put the show on, how much rehearsal time do you need to get it back on its feet, or is it just muscle memory? You just hit the stage running.
We don't rehearse.
What is rehearsal?
Rehearsal
Just
time.
do it.
Rehearsal time for rehearsal?
We do have 2 days.
It'll be fine.
Just add oil to the machine and it'll run.
Add oil. This is a great, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's asked me the past 2 weeks I've been in town. Everyone's like, "You're in rehearsal." I'm like, "No, I'm sending emails." We like. I mean, we talk all the time. We're running our lines all the time. The other day we started running our lines at Soul Pepper and then biked to TIFF. We're both in the same TIFF movie, by the way, tonight.
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Honey Bunch, so we'll be on there on that red carpet and
The suits.
and we'll probably be running our lines before that. So like but it's just the two of us, so we know it very well, and it's in our bodies, and it's even in. I mean, the band's now done it many times, and so it's pretty in us. I mean, when we toured to Halifax a year ago, we just did 2 days of tech and then got on stage, and we have a bit more time now, which is great, and a couple of previews, which is great. But yeah, we just kind of, and we also keep, changing little things here or there. We find we're always revisiting the same questions, and so it just keeps kind of getting deeper and better and more comfortable, and I assume we'll just go in that direction until we're too old to play it, and then it'll just stop being believable.
We should adopt different versions.
We're in our 20s.
Yeah.
And then
It'll
we'll
just
just
change.
we're working on a new show. We can't talk about it, but we're working on a new show, and which puts us in our mid-30s where we are. So hopefully by the time we're done, Gilgamesh will be on to the
We
new
got
one.
about 10 to 15 years with that one as well.
Yeah, then we'll have some more
Write
time with
another
that one, and then we'll do another one when we're old, and it'll be us reflect. We'll just be
Yeah, but like
Yeah, you
we
gotta
are
jump
gathering
forward
today.
and write it for your 80s when you're in your 60s.
It'll be the
65,
equivalent
so
of
then you
like
got
two
15
old
years
guys
to
on a
go.
porch, like looking at the pretty girls walking by and being like,
If we hit 80, we should do Waiting for Godot.
yeah. Wait, yeah.
That would be beautiful. And then for one night only, you put all the plays together.
Oh my
You
God!
have
The
different
marathon.
people play the times. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it, and I would like 10% for that idea. Thank you. That's awesome. That is so cool. So you're in a TIFF film as well. Are you guys a package deal everywhere you go?
Yes. I don't know. Well, so okay, so the TIFF movie, it's by Dusty Mancinelli and Madeline Sims-Fewer. It's their film. It's my fourth movie with them. They put me in all their stuff for some reason. And our
Nice.
last movie together was at TIFF in 21, and we won awards. It was a whole thing. So I had a big part in that movie. They just gave me like a cameo part in this movie. But they didn't tell me what they were like. We just need you for a day. You're playing a clone with no memory, like a baby brain. We just need you to be in a vat. I was like, sure, whatever. And then, but then the part kept growing, and then they were like, we'll send you the script, but this part's growing. And I was like, why send me the script? I have no memory. And they're like, great idea. We won't send you the script. So then, but then I kept texting them, being like, you should give me a dance scene. You should let me do this. I just bugging them, and then they kept doing it. So by the time we're shooting, I had 5 days on this movie. I have no idea what the movie's about. I'm getting scripts from production. I was like, okay, if you want me to read the script, they're like, do not read the script. And so I just showed up, and I didn't know what was going on. But then, before we started shooting, we did Gilgamesh, and they came and saw Gilgamesh and saw Ahmed, and they put in a part for Ahmed. So Ahmed read the script. Ahmed has a bigger part than me, and but we had a day together on set.
It was so sweet.
So I'm very excited to see this movie. But we do things, and we have many things we don't do with each other. But we are also a package deal. So
That is amazing. That is a fantastic story for how you got into
I know.
this
I'm
film.
hoping. I don't know if I'm gonna if anyone's gonna care interview me on the red carpet. But everyone has to most people have to be it was 2 years ago, and they go oh yeah, this they have to remember and act like they're still into the project. But me, I'm very excited to find out what the movie's about. I am totally. I am honestly yeah, I can't wait. It'll be so fun.
It's so nice to see it with a fresh eye.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
That's amazing. It's a true surprise. I love that. I love how you were I don't want to see the script, stay true to character, because it's just...
It was in the 70s.
smart.
Everyone was in bell bottoms. There were these
Yeah.
giant cars. I was like, what's happening? Jason Isaacs was there.
Oh, no way.
It's very cool.
I'm going to yes and this moment.
Totally. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So tell everybody when your show is on, where they can see it. Plug it. Plug it
Okay.
away. Not the TIFF. The theater. The theater.
Oh, I thought
And the
it, no.
TIFF. Plug
And
both.
tip is actually today. So, but like the play, we're doing King
All right.
Gilgamesh
So
and
listeners will miss TIFF. Sorry, not sorry, but
yeah, yeah. But the King Gilgamesh and the Man of the Wild is happening at Soul Pepper Theater at the Michael Young stage, starting from September 13th, the preview, and the opening will be September 17th, will run until October 5th.
I saw your last
helping
interview
broke artists.
was with Andrea Donaldson.
Yes.
Andrea gave me my
Did you watch
first
it?
like job. She gave me I just saw like right before we were recording. I looked at it, I was like, oh, Andrea was on the last one, but she's the
No
best. She
way.
gave me my first job in out of theater school, and she's awesome. I've
Aw,
known her a long time, and so anyway,
Wow.
shout out to Andrea
that's
Donaldson.
amazing.
Theater.
It's a small world, isn't it? The industry, like the theater, film.
It's a small world, but it's
It is a
fun.
very
That's why
small world.
like you get
Yeah, I
to
love it.
like in my 20s when I was here, I just would like I was like biking around the city all the time, going to plays, just show up and I just know people there. It's like that sort of
Mm.
like community, that
Yes.
feeling. I mean, I think we're still kind of, still getting out of like the COVID time a little bit here and like but it's feeling like I'm having that experience again, like being back in the city and biking around and seeing shows and things are selling out and seeing people there. It's like
Yeah.
the community energy is really vibrant in Toronto
Everyone
right now.
knows you in the theater world. Literally.
Well,
Everyone. It's like, anyone I tell them it's like, I'm working. It's like, oh my God, Jesse, he's the best. That guy, my
I love
man.
it. That's awesome. And coming from different areas of the world and performing all over on your world tours, what are some things that you would change about the Canadian industry?
Wow.
whoa.
We
It's
did
a
a lot
loaded
of
question,
like
and I do
we
it every
bent a
time.
lot of rules.
Yeah,
We
we're
did
always
bend.
bending rules.
We're bending a lot of rules.
Ooh, what rules do you like to bend?
Like like even the structure of the play, it's really has personality in the like the way the parallel stories and the way we build and plant expectation. Like even for example, the beginning of the show, like when Jesse say I'm American, it's like oh, it's like I'm Iraqi. It's like oh shit, we're going for it. But then people they will expect that we'll really fight, but we never fought. You know what I mean? And like, so we just like play with the expectation always. But we show them with the parallel story. We show them Gilgamesh and Enkidu fight with the body of Jesse and the body of Ahmed, but not Ahmed and Jesse fight. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that, and also the music. The music we did, we brought a lot of new genres to the play, and people they were like, "What is this?" Like a lot of African influence there, like really like old tradition, ancient instruments we using, and also like the motif of the music as well. Brought a lot of Nubian, old school motifs, East African. We brought a lot of maqam, like Arabic maqam, like old school with old instrument as well. And also there's funk, there's reggae, there is jazz, there is waltz, there's a lot of different genres in the play. And also like we stole some rules from musicals and we fucked it up. We played it differently, and like even the people in the musical, they came over and like Michael Robinov, for example, like even Brian Hale, Neil, they were like, "There's really interesting approach, how you guys maintaining the storytelling and the music together, and then like flipping between the ancient story and the modern story." And this guy is amazing, and Seth vocally too. It's like in terms of writing, I learn a lot from this experience, and the structure. There's a structure that is really easy to follow, and also is every time is evolving, is involving, and that is like you expect something, and there's like oh surprise, and then there's another expectation built, and then another surprise. So yeah, that I think the rules will be bent.
I'll just say two things. I mean, I think that like with interdisciplinary work that kind of starts from theater, I feel like people often are like, it's a play and we're gonna sprinkle on, we'll have like a little layer of music or something immersive or film or whatever it is that's kind of interdisciplinary, but it often doesn't actually move that far from a play, and so it's kind of feels like an add-on. And what I feel like is exciting about this show is that it's interdisciplinary, but it is a play. It is also a concert in a real way, and we're not. It's not a group of. I mean, there are some actors who are great musicians and who do both truly, but there's also, but the musicians in our show are musicians. That is all they do. They do it at a very high level, and so we're not just kind of taking theater artists and giving them some songs. We're taking real songs that already exist and are JUNO nominated and combining them, and that sort of deeper interdisciplinary work is, I think, really exciting for the form as a whole. And then I just want to say also with Canadian theater is that I just think we're at a very exciting moment right now for the Canadian voice, and I say this as like an American and as a Canadian, but so much of Canadian culture and identity is comparing or contrasting to American culture and identity, and people talk about this in many different ways, and right now there is a big opportunity for contrast and a big opportunity and a big opportunity for leadership and chutzpah and pride in the stories we're telling, the way we're telling them, and our culture itself, and I think people are feeling that. I don't think people need to be like told that. I think that's just like happening in the culture right now, and that's really exciting. It's one of the most. I mean, it's it's happening for maybe some frightening reasons, but there's I just think there's something really exciting about it, and I see people taking that opportunity, and I see also people like Paolo Santalucia, who's a dear friend of mine, who's just took over at the Soul Pepper Theater just a couple weeks ago. I think he's also kind of, I think our new generation of leaders are really seeing these opportunities and leaning into them, and so I think the next 10 years is going to be a really exciting time to be a Toronto theater artist, even though the past 5 with COVID and with everything were more difficult. I think that the future is bright.
Yeah. And like we are like really visionary, like we are futuristic in terms of that pride in the show, and there's a lot of jokes about that idea. And then like again, Toronto is really main character in the play. It's like Uruk and Toronto, and like the thing is like now is resonating deeply differently than what we did. Like Jesse flagged a question. It's like, okay, so we're doing the show we created in 2017 and telling the story in 2017. What about, should we change to 2025 or what? Like, what? How do you think? What do you feel? And it's like, wow, this question is really nice, but also the responsibility as Muslim Arabic and American Jewish, telling a story together about a bromance and bonding and building a bridge together. It's different now. It's resonating deeply now. It's a lesson how we could guide our both community to be together versus following those idiots that they dividing us. And on the other hand, like as a Canadian, because like there's a part in the play at the end, it's like, come back, this is your home. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, yes, we are permanent residents. My daughter came to this place. This place is good, This is where we belong, both of us. So that will satisfy the people to hear. Like also, like how much the city is really safe, how much the city is equal, how much the city and the community of this town, the meeting place. It is the meeting place that connect both of us together. So that will resonate really deeply this time. Yeah.
Amazing. I have 2 more questions for you before we wrap it up. First one is, if you could tell your younger self, as a young creator starting off in this career, if you could give them any advice, what advice would you give them?
I mean, I don't think this is a lesson you can learn by hearing it. I think it's a lesson you have to just do. But like, I know in my writing practice, I'm I mean, it's the classic thing, but it's kill your darlings. It's be willing at any point to scrap everything. There's and no matter, I mean, even if you spent 5 years writing and getting to a certain place in a project, if someone gives you a note and you hear it and you realize, oh, this was the wrong direction, it needs to go the other direction, scrapping everything and starting over at page one is just the next step in the process. It's not backwards, it's still forwards. And I think I mean, I spent so much time, like when I was 25, editing the punctuation, the like tiny little, like hours and hours, like agonizing over these details over a play that ultimately like didn't even make sense. Like I like, just like, but I don't feel like that's wasted time. Also, I feel like you have to just kind of learn that. I mean, people can tell you like, be willing to start over, scrap it, go start again. But I think there's no to internalize that you have to kind of put those hours in, and it's all part of a larger journey, and part of the journey towards finding your own voice, which keeps changing, but also your own process, which for me is like I've been mostly writing for about 10 years, and I feel like I'm just now starting to feel more grounded and confident when I approach a problem. I know not necessarily like how exactly to approach it, but I know how I'm going to bring myself to the problem, and that takes a long time to build. But I think patience with that, I guess, what I would say to my younger self.
That's so wise. It is wise, and he's an amazing writer, really amazing. For me, I would say be authentic, be personal, because that will bring something unique to the table, will bring perspective. That perspective could be very like a niche that like, and also like we're talking about, like we are competing with machines now. We are competing with AI. So as much you bring your heart to things, as much you bring that human intelligent self. And that's what we need to do more as an artist, and to bring those authentic stories and voices that could, humanize ourselves and connect our emotion more. Because I'm always work with my heart and emotion. I believe as a bravery, not weakness. And putting that in a piece of work, it takes a lot of courage and energy and vulnerability, but also bring really unique voice. So yeah, that's my take in it.
Love it. That's awesome. Both very good advice. I like it. And my final question to you is a kind of just like a fun little silly fill in the blank of, if you like fill in the blank, you will enjoy our show. Now, it could be a comparison. It could be something that a movie, another play, anything like that. Or it could just be like, if you like shopping, you'll like our show. If you like happiness, you'll enjoy our show. So fill in the blank. If you like blank, you will enjoy our show.
I'm nervous to say what I want.
Do it. We can always edit it out.
Look, so when Seth had us interview each other at the start of this process, he had us interview each other about themes, about our own lives and the themes of the show. And the two main ones were sex and death. And some of those interviews remain in the show so many years later, much to my chagrin. And so music is probably a better answer, but I was gonna say if you like sex, you should come to the show.
Yes.
It's so much. Right. I'm not saying it's better, but it's It's maybe longer.
Yeah.
It's about 90 minutes. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's more of a group thing, I guess. I'm going to stop talking. This interview was going so well right
You
until
know what
the
I
end.
got from that? I got if you like group sex.
This was going, and now
We're not having sex on the stage, don't worry.
No. It's not weird. It's not weird. I'm just like, if you like love, if you like
Yeah.
love, see our show. But like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like it's bring someone to the show who you want, and then yeah.
Yeah. I think it's if you love
God damn
love, come to the show. If you love sex, come to the show. If you love friendship,
Yeah,
Come-
friendship, yeah.
to the
That's
show.
what I said. That's what I said.
oh my god.
I
right.
love it. That's hilarious. Those are the best answers. I'm not editing
Okay.
any of that out. That was fantastic.
Well, it's not up to us, so you know, do what you feel. Thank you so
I
much.
love it.
It was really fun, Alison.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to do this on such short notice. It was fantastic that we could get it done. I love it.
You should.
You should come see the show.
Come
If
see
you're
the
in-
show.
If you're in
I
Toronto.
absolutely have to now. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. Thank you so much. I genuinely had so much fun talking to you guys. It was so great. So thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this interview. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Grab your best friend, grab your tickets to see this show because you will not want to miss it. I'll see you in the next interview.